Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike coming at you with the weekly news in review for August the 9th, 2026. And of course, we do have Transformers news, some ex-Transbots strutting some stuff this week, and of course, a lot more. And so I don't have to talk about it later, a quick reminder that the gift set for the Red Gullwing 2.0 is up for pre-order right now. $140 gets you everything in here for the early bird gift set, and the early bird's only going on until I think September 5th. You only have so much time to get that Gullwing, and then they're gonna also put up the bot and boy separate. Okay, we got some other stuff here. We've got there's a lot of other stuff going on too. Trust me, there's a lot out there. Star Wars. We got DC. We got some McFarlane going out with a bang. We've got a whole lot and some Star Wars. Well, it's more of Star Wars updates coming up. What's news at the Shozi store? Right now, they've got the missing link to Karatomi Soundwave toy and tune versions up for pre-order, $10 down. Do not have the price. I will be talking about this in a segment later, but letting you know, I did get both of these pre-ordered. I am pretty excited. There is the Dark Rhinox up for pre-order and $10 down for that. Also, if you're into that, there's a couple of other little gimmicks, like an extra kind of face shield cover and all that. And also over on Gundamit.com, which is actually Shozi, but it's a whole different site, but same people, same login, same everything. And same TH to support the reviewer code. This is up for $85 now. That is more expensive than the $50 one, but you know, it's sold out. So better than eBay pricing is the way I look at it. So I'm gonna pick it up, take a look at it, and with that, I'm shocked to see it. They also have the Akuma, the exclusive Akuma version, which I am passing on. But if you're into it and you want to check that one out, you can pick it up there. All right, let's start off with a little Master PC news here. This is the almost completed and constructed Devastator from ex-Transbots, and the picture credit goes to Ryan Haggerty, and I believe this is ex-Transbots putting it together and showing it off, but pretty exciting and kind of strange. They've got the arm that Fans Toys doesn't have just yet, so wonder if they're working on making sure that other leg is super solid and it'll stand well. I think that is very important. But overall, it's still looking pretty good. It'll be very interesting when they're both complete, side by side, Fans Toys versus ex-Transbots. Which one looks the best? Which one does the job the best? And they're both shaping up very, very nicely. Speaking of Fans Toys versus ex-Transbots, who's got the bigger head? Looks like ex-Transbots does. Ah, yeah, there it is. But here is their Zarak figure, which is shipping now from most places, and looks pretty good. Side by side, kind of similar matching styles, aesthetics, and I do think that the ex-Transbots one in the head mode is a little more tune accurate, a little cleaner. Doesn't have the wheels, but we got to see. Fans Toys might have options and stuff, so we just don't know. Too soon to tell. But this one's on the market. This one's coming right now. Yes, I know. The other head is Fans Toys Hannibal. Here's some pictures of the bot mode, courtesy of Ratchet 2007 of TFW 2005. And yeah, he fits in just fine with all the Fans Toys offerings and options. And, well, I would say all of theirs fit in well with the Fans Toys. And, well, KFC's ex-Transbots. But anyway, that all looks good. Looks good to me. Here's how much bigger he is than the new Rambo. The Fans Toys Rambo that's on the market right now. It's not shipping. Rambo's not shipping from Shozi yet that I have seen just yet. Mine's not shipping yet. And we got pictures of the MPG Hot Rod next to Cup. So that looks pretty good. Next to Cup. That's ex-Transbots version of Locke. Probably the 1.0, because you can't transform it, right? That's how I roll. I roll my 1.0 in bot mode, which is fine, and then my 2.0 is in the alt mode. which is great. But yeah, looks pretty good. Looks like it fits in just fine, size and scale wise. That's a picture from Steven. And we got pictures of the. Okay, this is the MPG Optimus Prime, but it's the KO version of the MPG 17. It's Genis Riss, because it does what Takara don't. Genis Riss does. It's the RTO 6F World Cup, FIFA World Cup Special Edition, which is shipping now from Shozi also. And that's how it looks. It looks pretty good. It's an interesting color scheme that you'll never see again, for sure. And we'll see another FIFA figure in here, I think, but it won't be this color scheme. Mecha Invasion Titan Bruticus Swindle. And it's definitely a stylized version, a stylized take. It's definitely not going for G1 look, and that's all right. That's fine. That's giving people options. What they could go for here is like a Humvee looking kind of thing that he rolls around in. Swindle. And I think there's supposed to be brawl pictures too. I'm gonna go with this one as the brawl picture. And yeah, it is the brawl picture. And he turns into a pretty clean looking tank too, so I guess we'll have a look at that. Oddly enough, like, the tank is really clean. And that is a pretty clean looking tank. Yep, yeah, there it is. And as for, I'm not 100% sure what they got going on with the figure next to it, but still pretty cool, pretty interesting, good stuff. Although we saw this last week, there's more pictures. They call this the Takara AMT02EX Magna Regulus color samples and EX, which it looks interesting, fascinating. And what else are you gonna do with a Predaking? Gotta recolor it. This looks to be a nice breakdown of all of the components, what they're going to be doing, looking separately. So I love this. I love all in one picture. Fantastic. Don't got to spend an extra 8 minutes in editing, but also, yeah, you get to see it all at once, and there it is. Now, by far, my favorite news this week, even though I still think some of it's more important news, this can still be my favorite news. This is Takara Tomy Missing Link DO1 Soundwave, DO2 Soundwave anime version full reveal, and they look good. My comments in the past were that there's not a whole lot more they can do with this than what was done with the G1 figure. In fact, the G1 figure had some of the best articulation out of most of the G1 figures and looked really good already. So there's not a whole lot more they're going to get out of this than we got out of the G1. But there will be a little more. A little bit more we can get out of it. And there's the Toon and the toy looks. Both of them. Now, as you can see here, you're going to see... one of them is going to get the Auto Scout with it. And one of them is going to get... was it Buzzsaw? And you can do... So what you can do differently with this one is you can get that lamppost look that I don't really care about at all. But you could sort of somewhat cheat it on the vintage one, but it's the way they did the hips on the new one is pretty much how you're going to be able to accomplish that, which you can't do that with the vintage G1 one. It just can't do it. Can't tuck under like that. And then here we go, showing with all the wires. Now, some people were questioning, is this actual, you have actual headphones that actually play music? From the pictures I looked at, it doesn't look like metal connectors. It looks like plastic connectors. If it's plastic connectors, there is no music feature. But the reason people were asking is because of the price. It's you're not afraid of the drill, you're afraid of the bill. And this is TF Source, because the price isn't up at Shozi store yet. Shozi will be cheaper. I don't know how much more. How much less? How much more cheaper? How much less they will be? But I got my money on, saving $5, $10, $20 getting them from Shozi. That's how I'm going to do it. Anyway, $220 for the DL1, which looks like the toy one, and the cartoon one, $179. I definitely don't think they'll be that expensive. The translating over the cost from what they originally showed was like $195 and $160. But then again, yes, like, we don't know just yet. but they're not going to be cheap. They're not. It's not going to be $100 figure. I do want to showcase this one picture that came this week from Shinto Toy Box, showcasing the styrofoam insert. Yes, styrofoam is what they're using with most of these, but the original G1 didn't have styrofoam. If I remember, the US version had a kind of blister pack inside of a box, which still was cool, but this is better. I think the styrofoam is always better, even if it's not true to the US, but I'm pretty sure it was true to the Japan release, and so that's why they're doing it, and I love the styrofoam. And although this is not Masterpiece, it is kind of interesting from Toys R Us YouTube. This is the Takara Tomy Lyo Kaiser figure. I didn't know it was released yet, and this is definitely something that's going to get imported. You're going to have to either get it through an importer or import it yourself. And it is appears to glow in the dark. Maybe I read that when I was talking about it once, but I forgot. So there it is. It glows in the dark. Pretty cool looking. I think this is either the third or the fourth iteration of this mold. And to put a cap on all the Takara stuff I'm talking about, I do want to showcase this. This is a nice little picture that Takara has supplied, showing everything that they have either made or is on pre-order for. And look at all the good guys versus bad guys. You know what's missing on the right side of this picture in the back. It's Megatron, and you know he's got to be in the works. He has to be. It just has to. You've got to, Mister, make the Megatron. But there it is, looking good. It's definitely not the first time we were made to feel sorry for the Decepticons. This after the movie, they were hurting. They had to give till it hurts. Okay, here is New Age, and they've got the 2 3-packs coming. One has already shipped. I've got one I'll be taking a look at this next week, and I got the other one that's going to be shipping pretty soon. $150 per 3-pack. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And none of them have Wreck-Gar in it. You still have to get Wreck-Gar separate. But there's the 7 that are out. The Shattered Glass purplish versions are not out yet. And just imagine in a year how many of these. This picture will have to be like multi-tiered to show them all. All right, Dr. Wu's got the Wanderer and Pioneer, which is Run a Muck, I believe. Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll just say me on. Say right here. Yeah, Run a Muck and Trailbreaker. Color renders, and they know how to do a color render really well. There it goes. The way they do that part, that, I don't know, it's like the laser blaster that goes on his hand. That's a smart way. Just clip over the hand. That works. That works. You don't have to transform the hand and flip it around. It looks like from the render. Let's start off talking about. Let's talk about Hasbro in a positive light. Sorry, we had to cancel your order. Target canceling orders for everything that allegedly was exclusive to them. Starscream being the one that bothers people the most. Also, the Insecticons. Also, there's a Prowl, I guess, that people were upset about. And they all got canceled. Now, I'm not at all surprised. Not at all. I don't think I've had 3 out of 10 items show up from a pre-order from Target. And I am there at 3:20 in the morning approving for the 4th time the delay. And then they can't. By the time they cancel it, days later it shows up in the store. Now, that's not happened here. People are speculating and guessing. But I wouldn't be spending the crazy money online to buy it. If I was you, I wouldn't be spending that money. 150 or 90 or whatever crazy amount of money that they're going for. But anyhow, some people speculate there's going to be a KO that's going to pop up on AliExpress eventually, just like Thundercracker and the Skywarp. Also, Thundercracker and Skywarp are both in stock at BBTS for the low introductory price of $43.99. Or $42.99, $43 plus tax. That puts you pretty close to $50. I do want to say that I didn't say this in my Friday video, whatever. I did not say that they're gonna make this over and over and over and over and over. Like the last Starscream, they made it so much. There was a coronation set everywhere and getting clearance to $15. It's just going to look like for a little while impossible to get, and then a couple years from now, you look back and you'll go, man, we were able to get that 3 more times. Was that a positive note or what? 2027 Deluxe Airquake listing found. So this is Age of Evolution item. But it may be in error. Don't know. Anyway, it looks to be a Nexus Prime Limb Landquake due to sharing the Quake part of their names. And that's, if you're into all of that, then there you go. We have 3 more figures. These are pictures supplied to us by NoTrab. And it is Age of Extinction Bumblebee, AoE Bumblebee, G1 Cliffjumper, and a TF1 Soundwave all coming our way. Out of all these, I thought we got this Cliffjumper already. I don't know what's different. I really did think we had this, but maybe it's just a little bit more G1-ish. It's Cliffjumper 2.1, 2.3. And we've got the, Primes, Age of the Primes, Mega Zarak, Herald of Unicron, Vector Prime, Tailgate, Fangry, and don't make me Fangry. I was the fool who bought the 5-pack. Lucky for me, I sold everything else in that 5-pack and broke even. So, I guess I'm not angry. I'm not Fangry. And this is one of those things. Like, it's a pretty good figure. They did a good job with those monster bots, but hid one of them behind a 5-pack, and now it is shady business to have put it out in the 5-pack. Now you offer it separate, and if people didn't sell off the rest of their stuff like I did, they would probably be more angry. I'm not angry at all, but yeah. And we knew Tailgate was coming. Although there's a story that shows just the Transformers costumes from the kids figures from Neca. These are the Ben Cooper costume figures. These are like 5.5 inch, 6 inch, something along those lines. I have a few, but not very many, and I haven't bought any at full retail $19.99. I've been getting them at like $8 when they go on sale. So, anyhow, now we got a GI Joe, we got a Sergeant Slaughter, we got a Matt Tracker, which I would prefer more of the standard look, not the Rhino look. I want the Thunderhawk look, and then we've got a Megatron and Optimus Prime. And I will say this: when I was a kid, I hated these costumes that I had to wear. But looking at the little figures and stuff, I saw someone's display. I think it was Veebs from. Anyway, he had a really nice display of these, and they look really good, especially when they've got their little pails, their Halloween pails and stuff, their bags. They look really good. Oh, I thought this was Hasbro, but it's back to Takara. Doesn't really matter, though. I'm sure there's going to be Hasbro versions of all these, but this is the New Legends Autobot Cosmos and the Soundwave. Planned for January 2027. I got to tell you about this Cosmos. Like, they just made a phenomenal Cosmos, and then now this thing comes out. So maybe this isn't really based on G1. There's no way it's based on G1, but I don't know. I just don't know who's going to be buying this over what they just put out. I don't get it at all. But the one they just put out was amazing. So if you got it, cool. All right, I'm going to showcase a couple of low price point items that should not shock anybody, but $7 clearance. If you're wanting to get this breakaway, it's the FIFA soccer ball Optimus Prime. I don't know. I got one. I got one for $7. I've gotten each of the helmets, the NFL helmets, also for I think 12 or 13 each. I think one I paid 17, which to me still felt like a bit much, but this is, it's interesting. It's just kind of like something we'll never see again. But it might always linger at this $10 price point forever on eBay, though. So that might be a good point. Pick it up if you want it. And this is Ollie's. This figure was $26, and so it's a leader class figure. $26, not too bad. And the Optimus Prime next to it, I think, was the same price. Yeah, the Optimus Prime. I thought I got a better. When I snapped the picture, I thought I had them both in it, but I think I was focusing on the price tag. Anyhow, yeah, I think they're both like $25. for both of those. So some deals and steals. And as we transition to other stuff, I guess I want to bang out the rest of my deals and steals section. Okay, yep, there's my picture of the other two figures that were available at the Ollies if you're interested. I know I got a better Prime picture. It's Prime time. And we're not Star Wars yet, but we'll include this. This is a Walmart. Now, I've heard people saying that the He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, kind of the kid stuff was clearancing out. So this is weird. Like, it's clearanced. Well, they didn't even... I don't even think they carried this at this Walmart. So, I guess that's why it's an amazing deal. $7.48. Well, they were only like 10 or 13 anyway to start. But, and then this little Snow Trooper Imperial Remnant ATRT driver figure, $8.11 off. That puts it at what I believe is the normal Black Series pricing, but you know, nowadays it's gotten out of hand. A lot of NECA stuff getting dumped, but $30 is still pretty high. Like my expectation would be this would be like $19.99, $30. I already bought this at full price and have it and own it. I don't need it, but it's almost tempting. But no, if you're into it. If I didn't already own it, I probably would have bought it. Just saying. And it's not on sale, but I saw a Punisher figure, and people seem to be excited and looking for it, and excited. Guess what? I went back the next day. They're all gone. So I'm not surprised. I don't need a Punisher figure, but people love it. It's a good-looking figure. It's not a bad figure. Also, and this is a Transformer Scooby-Doo crossover picture of the crossover in the package, in hand, and either that's a ginormous hand or that's going to be a tiny mystery machine. And read into that whatever you want. A couple things to talk about real quick with the G.I. Joe. For whatever reason, they're doing a reissue of the Dreadnought, Road Pig, and Ruckus. I believe it's BBTS. I do believe BBTS is the place to get that. And it's really weird because, well, they're showcasing the Condor next to it, or Raptor next to it. Raptor is, I don't think it's getting reissued. There's absolutely no reason to reissue that. But Road Pig, I guess I can see the reason. If it's sold out, people are still trying to get a Dreadnought lineup together, and he's a premium $53 figure, then great. I was hoping for a retro release with him being a little bit more muscular. More muscular, just like the vintage toy, like we all remember. But that would be cool if they would make him a little more muscular in a retro release. Snake Armor is up at Amazon for pre-order for a January of 2027 release. If you're interested in it, they will not charge you until they ship it. That's the way that's supposed to work, my understanding. I think it's good that we have another option for it because it's not just an exclusive at Pulse. I don't know if it's going to show up at BBTS. I looked on BBTS, I didn't see it. Maybe I looked at it wrong. But anyhow, I think Amazon's the only place to get it right now. If you do know of other places to get it, if it's showing up other places you've seen it, drop it in the comments below. Help everybody else out to find this stuff for as cheap as possible. It's what we do about this time. All right, now we heard that the Fatal Fluffies were going to. There's going to be a BBTS version, and turns out Super 7's 3.75 O-ring Fatal Fluffies that were selling for over $100 on the eBays. Now you get a 3-pack for just the $49.99. This is exactly how a 3-pack should be. If you're going to release a 3-pack of figures, the 3-pack of figures should be cheaper than buying 3 separate figures with 3 separate packagings. But what Hasbro was doing with the classified line was they put 3 or 2 figures in a box, and it costs more than the sum of the parts. Somehow magically. It's magical that they save money on packaging by the economies of scale, whatever, but they charge you more. This is the packaging. It looks great. There's one caveat though. So if you're thinking, well, screw me, I bought my $100 one on eBay. Number one, the one that you're buying that's still sealed on the card, from an eBay seller or whatever, you don't have to get too mad at yourself because you are getting something a little bit different because it's carded, and that's special in itself. If you got one of those, I never opened my carded ones. My loose ones I got cheap from someone, but this is a good way to have some cheap loose ones and keep your carded ones because I don't think they're going to put the carded one back out. But this only has 3 accessories, so you got 1 whip, 1 gun, 1 mouth effect and breathing effect. And one of these figures has a bigger, wider mouth. I guess you need that for the effect. I don't know. But a slightly different mouth on that. So you could put all the accessories on one and have 2 with no accessories, or each has 1 accessory. That is a caveat. So you're not exactly getting the same thing as 3. So they have to change it a little bit, sort of. I mean, they don't have to do anything. They chose to. I think it's a great value. I ordered 2. Oh, and they're not pre-orders. They are in stock. You get them. Real quick, I'm just going to reiterate on this gift set from Ramen Toy, $140. And I think you've only got just a few weeks and to get that lower price. Then the price goes up by like $30, like $170. I think it's a great value. I think it's really worth it. The original one was $117. So you take $140 minus $117, was it $23 or something like that, is what you get to get the bot and boy. This is coming with a Matt Tracker or a Mads Hawkins, whatever, in a suit. None of these have eyes. The gift set, this is the gift set, the standard release of bot and boy will have eyes printed on Scott. And they're going to be re-releasing all those figures carded with eyes on the figures. Eye dots. So it is what it is. I can't remember the reasoning behind not putting eye dots originally. Match the original figures, I guess. I don't know. But you'll get the option to get figures with eye dots. But they'll be carded, so I won't want to open them. Catch 23. Oh, there's one more G.I. Joe thing that I need to get into. And this is classified Cobra Commander. Is the hooded Cobra Commander, the one with the throne. Is King Cobra Commander has an issue. So the figure where the regalia on the right arm was sculpted incorrectly. They caught the error after those shipped out and have since fixed the error. So that's that. So if you get one of these, I don't know. We can send you another one. I don't know. Now we've got the Masterverse version 2-pack of the 66 Batman and Robin 2-pack with updated articulation. That's what probably some people are going to be excited for. I personally just like the fact that they look good, the standard ones, but I might bite. I don't know. Depends on the price. Price will probably scare me off, terrify me, but more ordering information as it comes. We don't know just yet. This was Sergeant Pepper Hobby Club overseas that got it in stock first. Then we get into this Batman cat. Was that Pfeiffer as the Catwoman? And then, yeah, you got Commissioner or something, but some good stuff. Now, I will need to refer back for this one because they all look like pretty much the same thing to me, so they have specific things. Okay, Arkham Knight, Batman. Then we have the Batman Neil Adams World's Finest, and we have the Batman Kelly Jones Haunted Gotham. None of that really means anything to me except for Arkham Knight was a video game, I guess. And so, anyway, I don't collect all the different Batmans. The Batman, I'm more of a one and done. But if you collected the Kenner stuff back in the day, you're used to getting like 20 different Batmen. Well, then you probably only need one Sword of Omens, though. So here's a $109 Claw Shield replica and Sword of Omens, and it is made of vinyl. The sword is 32 inches long, made of vinyl. The Claw Shield is 14 inches long and soft vinyl material. That's what they're saying. Soap Studio. You gotta go and order that from Sideshow. So you say, see, Sideshow, $109, pre-order, expected to ship October through December. In layman terms, that's fourth quarter. All right, we got pre-orders opening August 7th, which is now in the past. Preview image has been shared by Neca for the upcoming Son of Frankenstein Ultimate Frankenstein Monster 7-inch scale figure, and they open Friday. So by the time you watch this, it's been open for a couple days. I mean, I don't know if this is only going to be... They don't speak up on this. Is it only pre-order through NECA, or will we see it at Target? Should I have more fun buying it at Target? Of course, I haven't kept up with all their monsters. Some people have. Some people do keep up with all the monsters. More video game environments, playset environment kind of things. This is the PlayStation, and you're going to get all this stuff with it. So you get Final Fantasy VII, Twisted Metal 2, Metal Gear Solid, and these Dio displays are showing up now at Target stores. Did I just talk about Target? The console is $25. The individual games priced at $14.99. If you're interested in those, I guess you'll start checking your Targets for them. I think it's a cool concept. It's kind of fun. Not really for me so much, but I still have fun with it. I still like looking at it, and I enjoy talking about it. That's what matters the most, right? The talking. The action of actually buying it. It's not what me buying it. It's not that matters. Okay. Speaking of me buying it or not buying it, Mega Man X Force X by 3-0. I am curious, though. I need to really look this up and do some work on it, but this is priced at $60. I do think the Jada ones are like, what, 30? So maybe 35? Are these taller than Jada? I gotta look at all that information. I talk about all this time. This is 4.8 inches tall with 34 points of articulation and magnets in the feet. The figure includes 2 interchangeable faces, 2 sets of hands, an X-Buster, 2 effect pieces, and special edition includes a 1-up accessory. And I don't think Jada's made this particular version, so I'm just curious, though, the difference between the MTLX 3.0 and Jada. I have none. I probably do want to put a little collection together. It's so weird. I get excited about stuff when I know it's over and Jada's done, now, but we know that 3.0 is continuing going, but they're not doing the same things. It's really, looks like it'd be a fun little shelf to put together if I could do it for cheap. We got in-art Batman stuff, and these are like 165 to 165 to 152. Weird number. 155 to 165. Okay. So there's the Devastation Batman and the Dawnbreaker, which I don't know which one's which. So I guess this is the Dawnbreaker, I believe. Cool stand looking stuff. This one's got to be the Devastator. Okay, that makes sense. And the Devastator's bigger figure, so it costs $10 more. Even though it looks like it has maybe less stuff with it. I don't know. It looks interesting, but I've heard nothing but good stuff from InArt. Everybody that's had an InArt figure talks about InArt, speaks very highly of it, and seems to not worry about price for some reason. The 150, 160 doesn't bother those people at all. These do look good. And we've got this Storm Collectibles, which is the expensive one, remember. The Space Pirate action figure, and it is $95. It includes interchangeable portraits, swappable hands, interchangeable left arm, for whatever reason. His arm needs to be swapped out, a laser gun, a lighter, a jacket, and it's priced $95. Pre-order is opening directly through Storm, and nowhere else that I know of. Alright, so we've got some stuff. Star Wars stuff. This stuff is arriving. We've talked about all this, but it's arriving in the U.S. Months early. So since Hasbro cannot be bothered to provide realistic shipping dates, I'll say that all of these figures are now arriving in the U.S. Release date is supposed to be November. Plan accordingly. So I would imagine that this next picture I'm going to show should arrive before November, because October is the month you'd want these, right? Before or right at the beginning of October. But the Halloween versions of the Mon Calamari, the Togruth and Tusken Raider. Togruta? Did I say that wrong? Anyway, these are interesting. These are fascinating and a little bit more fun. I'd rather have an EV-99. I'd rather have a 2MB medical droid, those kinds of things. But that's my wish list. I got to make my wish list, update my wish list. More stuff's arriving in the U.S. with the Vintage Collection. And if you're interested, then there you go. Go get you some. Gotta get you some. and get your pre-orders in. Which I don't know if any of the stuff on this list is sold out, other than maybe the clone. Clones sell out like crazy, but yeah, it's I have more fun with the retro stuff these days, mostly because of price. The $28 price point for the vintage collection stuff's not as much fun. Sucks the fun out of it. Saw this 2 back on clearance, and I expect to see more stuff on clearance like that. I know a lot of people are like, Mike, you're being a stick in the mud. I'm like, no, I'm being realistic. Like, I wasn't really interested in that set myself, but if you are, maybe you find some deals. When stuff gets overpriced, they swing really far in the opposite direction on clearance. It's just what it is. It is what it is. What it is. This is Droid Factory Build a Droid Series 2, number 2 of 6, and it's the Romy, the ROM1, and the RJ-A3. Okay, and yeah, so this stuff's all Disney Shop kind of stuff. If you're interested in it and you want to pick this up, and let me get a quick price. Oh, never mind, sold out at $20. $20. The droids are some of the most interesting things in Star Wars. The interesting stuff they're making, and so sold out. Well, I'm actually kind of surprised it's sold out, but it's sold out. All right, so I guess that's all I got for you this week. There's been a lot of news, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of ins and outs and stuff, but pretty cool that we have options to pick up sold out exclusives, and pretty fun to collect this stuff. Some stuff is super easy pass, some stuff is gotta get, and I'm curious if there's anything else out there I didn't talk about that you think's really awesome. Drop it in the comments below. We'll have a discussion about that maybe next week or maybe sooner. Like and subscribe. Teddy, hang around.